Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2 on the Mysterious JG. And Yuna and her gal pals have two hotspots to explore, but we're going to ignore both of them for now to try to sort of retrace my off-screen pre-LP steps and jump into the main plot where the party will be, well, they'll be more than a little bit overpowered, unfortunately. That was not an intended thing. But they'll, more importantly, have full access to the Albed language, so we won't have to guess what's being said. And one or two other little bonuses that we'll talk about as we get there. What's up, Riku? Come on, let's go, go, go! I really hope the next sphere is worth the trip. That's kind of the generic thing either of them says if you haven't done any plot stuff since the last time you talked to them. I don't think Shinra's going to say anything other than, I know everything. We can go to the dossier. He may have added, yeah, LeBlanc, Wormy, and Logos. That's what I was kind of figuring would happen.
Want in on this number? Then show me your moves.
A Sphere Hunter leader of the LeBlanc Syndicate. Could she be the sworn foe of the Gullwings? And apparently
Want
she's
in
old.
on this number?
Apparently she's old.
LeBlanc, remember that name well, loves.
Yuna thinks she's old, so I mean you can look at her and she's clearly just this old clone character.
Boss!
And Wormy is a Sphere Hunter and a member of the LeBlanc Syndicate. He is fiercely devoted to LeBlanc, whom he calls the boss, or this boss. Which is why it's very sad when later in the game, Wormy is forced to kill LeBlanc, whose last words are, "There's only room for one snake and one boss."
Boss!
Ever since I killed the boss, I was already dead.
Boss!
Maybe not everyone has two things they say.
Boss! Boss!
I mean, you could at least think he would go, ha ha ha.
Boss!
Okay, 3 more times. If it says boss all 3 times, we're giving up.
Boss! Show's over!
There you go. I figured it would be something else. And I figured it would involve wah ha ha. And of course, we have the Alan Rickman character, Logos.
It cannot be!
A Sphere Hunter member of the LeBlanc Syndicate, he would gladly give anything and everything for LeBlanc. So yeah, not a whole lot of backstory on these guys.
It cannot be!
This is more unlikely than me turning against Quigley.
It cannot.
I really love Alan Rickman. I'm so sad when I heard that Alan Rickman had passed away.
You look a tad flushed. Why not stop to catch your breath?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. And this stopped being... I mean, up until this point, I guess I'd already stopped it being a PG Let's Play when Yuna did erotic trampling and then face-sitting on brother, her cousin. I guess at that point it stopped being a PG Let's Play, but if it hadn't stopped yet, it did when I went, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Give it up.
What does that mean? Fiends are too tough for you, come home lickety-split, Yuna. We can find weaker fiends around Spira for you to kick around until you're stronger. Then you can try the mission again. That's perfectly a nice thing to say. Be careful. Yeah, you know, it really hadn't occurred to me that they're first cousins, which might make it just a little bit... Because the game is really... The game kind of takes a certain degree of pleasure from... It wants to drive humor from the fact that Brother is clearly fallen into an unrequited love with Yuna, which doesn't seem to me to be inherently funny, but the game seems to think it's hilarious. That's right, not one but 2 treasure spheres, one somewhere on the Sade and the other is in Zanarkand. Thing is, Zanarkand is issuing warnings of high fiend activity. You might want to steer clear until you've toughened up a bit. Now, the first time I played the game, I was anxious to get to Besaid and talk to Waka and Lulu and that. So if you are watching this and have fun, like if you only know Final Fantasy X from my Let's Play, and you're anxious to see them too, all I can do is apologize and say it's going to be a little while before we get over there. The other place I wanted to get to quickly was Mount Gagazet to meet Kamari, but that too is something we won't get to for a little while, because we want to do my off-screen stuff recreated for you here first. There is no mission here. The Albed are excavating in the Bikanel Desert. There's treasure to be found, but you need an invitation to join in, apparently. Well, we'll cancel because Djose Temple is also part of this. Those Machina Crazy Albed Machine Faction guys are hiring helpers. Could be good deal for the Gullwings. I think off screen I went to Bikanel first. We have to visit both to do this sort of side mission that gets you the Albed primers. Now, why we would be coming here, I don't know. Other than the fact that you can visit everywhere in the game.
This is where the Albed's beloved home stood until 2 years ago.
And you ruined everything, Titus. She is presumably narrating the entire game to Titus, but...
Most have moved on, but a handful of Albeds still live here today. They say countless machina lie buried under the desert sands.
But they're full of crap.
Leave the trailblazing to me.
I'm from Portland, home of the Trailblazers. The Portland is that team even still called the Trailblazers? It's been a long time since I paid attention to the NBA.
Used to be there.
Well, they do tend to move. They are, after all, sand that gets whipped around by the wind. So you sort of chase Riku around in this big... There's no little, like, map thing in the bottom left corner. You just wander around after Riku. And you see that the Killer Hound has an automatic death attack. Which is a thing I'd forgotten about. Otherwise I would have had us attacking it first. Oh, which I did. Never mind. It is the default target. Pain, in the meantime, has been slowed, I believe. I don't know why that thing's bothering with strength up. It's dangerous because it has an automatic death attack. And it's a physical one. It doesn't have like the low success rate of like a Doom magic. It has an attack that it does periodically where if it physically hits you, you die. Kind of sucks. Pretty sure that there's death-proof status in this game that you can get with some kind of item. Well, Riku's gonna die again from pure hit point loss.
Sloppy victory.
Better than a sloppy defeat.
Or sloppy seconds. So yeah, they have different chatter that they do throughout the game, which I like. It makes it kind of feel... gives you a motivation to actually keep playing. It's the idea that there's little character moments, but yeah, Pain tends to be really hard on the party. If you don't win, like if you have low hit points when you win, she usually says something snarky. And when Yuna or Riku say something really upbeat after a victory, she will often, you know, tell them to shut the fuck up. Wow, guy's doing some damage. What about fire? A little fire, Scarecrow. A little thunder. Maybe a power break. There's no point in like holding on to my MP because fairly soon I think we're gonna get to a new area here. Although I don't have that many MP, and we do have a couple screens to clear. Unless you want to, like, once you get White Mage, you can have one character spend every turn using the Pray command to heal everyone a little. But unless you're gonna do something like that, you're pretty much gonna eat through a lot of potions in this game. Speaking of, Riku keeps on dying. You know what, frankly, if I don't care, because I'm going to be loading anyway, maybe I just need to make everybody be frickin' knights, because they're the best as far as just like slam the attack button and constantly until the battle against generic jobbers is over. So might as well just make everybody knights until we finish with this, and I can load the game and actually get to where individual battle results matter.
Always at your service.
So we kind of skipped past. Oh, you know what? We need to be attacking the Killer Hound. I want to get it off the board before it gets its one-shot kill attack in. But we haven't seen Yuna do the animation where she transforms into a knight yet. But you'll notice she's using Brotherhood, which is the sword that Waka gave to Titus. And it's kind of Titus's, you know, what's the word? It's like signature blade that he has in like all the game artwork, and now Yuna's using it. It's kind of cool. It has no special attributes like sensor or water attack or anything like that, but yeah, it's kind of a neat touch. Apparently, I read somewhere Riku's blade is actually identical to one of the blades Auron uses in the game. I didn't really pay that much attention, but the Yuna one jumps out. It's pretty intentional. Well, I mean, surely intentional. Yuna, you're letting Riku get away. I guess she's just tired and bored.
Riku,
Well,
you do know the way.
I think this is it. I
right?
think we just got through safely. I guess I just had bad luck
Riku, are
previously.
we in trouble?
I remember getting a lot of game overs trying to get in. I think because I kept encountering an oversold enemy. Yeah, you guys are in trouble. Totally doomed. Party annihilated. Thank you for buying Final Fantasy X-2. Do not come to Bikanel. You will get game over. Something naked something. It said naked. Oh no, fetishists! They saw Yuna doing that face sitting earlier, and now they're like totally. They got the gas masks on. Full body latex suits are ready to go. I guess we're still alive. That's cool. We got an Albed primer out of almost getting killed. It's locked. Stuff like this always happens. I found this treasure chest in Central Expanse, see? But I dropped the blasted key. Oh, so the key for this is in the Central Expanse. Pay attention to that. I'm in for another good scalding from Nadala. Nadala, huh? The island of Bikanel was covered by a vast desert. Up in the south, so easy. Excuse me. Not even we Albed know all the secrets of the sand. Yes, you guys sometimes get lost in the mystery of the desert. Now the Bikanel's covered by a vast desert. It's got mystery. Draza, Pupias, Runya, Bedus, it's one of the fetishists who saved us. Nadal is out on a survey right now. I think she ought to be back soon, though. There's tons of ancient Machina buried out there in the desert. A long time ago, there was a great machine battle here. Turned the whole island into a desert, or so they say. What do we have here, wannabe diggers? To dig, you'll need a letter of introduction from Gippal. He's over in Djose Temple, and that's why you gotta go to here and Djose Temple to get this thing going. But I was pretty sure I came here first, so.
The Albed here spend their days surveying the boundless desert. Presently, we are surveying the squirrel, and squirrel.
And the Central Expanse apparently has a key that we can find to open that treasure chest. So, of the merchants on this island, there is only me. Now then, will you not buy something? Show me your wares. Show me your boots. So he sells stuff. Nothing really all that exciting. Fire-themed stuff, for example. But now we can save and board the airship. And in fact, that whole little area we went through following Riku and fighting monsters, we will never have access to that again, because from now on, anytime we select this destination, we will appear here in the middle of the Albed camp. Like I said, I had trouble here. Like the very first time playing this game, I remember getting killed several times trying to access this area. But it was because I had actually leveled up to the point where those flying eyeball monsters would get oversold, and then the oversold version was tougher than my party could handle, so the leveling up kind of hurt me in a weird way. Looks like we can't help with the dig without a letter of introduction. Okay, that's all you got. I gotta admit, buzzing the airship through the desert at top speed was quite a thrill. So was almost dying.
Dirty birdie, if the fiends are too tough, come home lickety split, dirty bird.
Because he's a sweet chef. I don't think we met any named characters, so there's no point checking in on the dossiers. Brother is telling us to take on Besaid before Xanarkand, which is like, they give you the option of doing it in either order, but it's kind of designed to be done that way. We want to go to the Djose Temple in order to fight, not to fight anybody, it's in order to meet Gippal, who will give us a letter of introduction. I think as a...
After we defeated Sin, people began to distance themselves from the temples.
Even the temple at Djose!
For a long time, Djose Temple was neglected as well.
You mean the temple at
But
Djose?
now...
Well, it's not really a very comfortable place to hang out. There's like constant deadly thunderstorms.
Is that Yuna wearing a slightly different outfit?
Yeah, I don't think the disguise quite
staring.
works. Well, you need to
Famous, Uni. Better get used to it.
cover up a bit, you know.
All I
Even
want
more,
some
but...
peace and quiet.
Well, then why are you traveling around in a rock and roll airship?
Sheltered life.
Maybe she's getting old.
The hell does that
Who's
even
getting
mean?
old?
Old people suck! Death to the elderly! Elderly being anyone older than me! I think she's supposed to be 18 at this point, because it's 2 years after the first game. She was presumably 16, because that's the age I assume any female character is in a JRPG, if I'm not told
He can be
specifically.
kind of annoying, but he's alright.
He can be really annoying.
some interviews. Bring it.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he seems all right.
He seems pretty douchey, alright. Bring it! Yeah! He's got an eye patch, though, so I guess I should be making Big Boss jokes.
Quit impersonating him.
You can earn gil by digging ancient mechana or whatever. Oh, we have to get in a line over here to... Well, hello, young lady, man, whatever. He may be the faction's leader, but Gippal has trouble staying put. Are all Albed like that? So there's a line that is reducing as we go. I still haven't made my mind about whether to work or not. Well, then why are you waiting to get in? We're swamped with applicants. Please wait your turn. How many people left before I get my shovel? Just one more. I guess you gotta talk to people who aren't in line to make the line get smaller. Well, you wanna make some money digging? You gotta go register first. These guys are like twins, except they don't look alike. I guess not all twins are identical twins, so. Or just wandering around will make the line get shorter. The Albed who reside here call themselves the Machine Faction, or Squirrel. A machine? It's just a machina. Yeah, it's like, where does Machine Faction as a name even come from? They don't have that word. I just keep telling myself these are machines, not machina. So the person ahead of me in line just disappeared? What do you want? I want to dig. What's the digging for? Nothing. What's the digging for?
You will be digging for research and building materials in the Bikanel Desert. These materials are then used by the Machine Faction. That's us. The forward research. Sorry, it's my second language. You need to go through a hiring process before you can dig, though. Your wages are paid on site. If you find something of value, your wages will go up. You can also keep any items that we don't need for research purposes.
Yeah, in theory, you're supposed to be able to make money at this. It really kind of sucks as a money-earning thing, but it is what it is. It's mostly, this is what you have to do to get the Albed primers. Let's say nothing until after we talk to these guys.
All I'm asking is that he change his clothes. It's hot in the desert. Hoo-hoo. But he's too stubborn to listen to a word I'm saying. Amateurs. Will this guy ever shut up? Now he's threatening not to let me dig. I'm gonna dig like there's no tomorrow. No one's gonna stop me, see? Yeah, see, I'm gonna dig, see?
You know, there's a reason we have a counter. I'm the High Summoner who saved the fucking world, douchebag! Alright, I want to dig. Alright, go into the temple. Gippal will interview you. And he'll be creepy as sin about it, too. His interview will end with you topless and crying. Looks like you've been registered. Yeah, we can tell that you've been registered by the aura that you now give off as a registered person.
Irigium neto e dunja fa 3 people.
3 people.
O how
want them
we
killed.
killed the guardian.
Yeah,
Gippal!
we'll find out what he said if we do New Game Plus, I guess.
Huh?
The hell are you?
You, here for an interview?
Uh-huh.
The Great High Summoner wants an interview?
Former summoner.
Could you, like, not leer at me so much?
Alright, follow
now that I'm
me.
unemployed, I'm not a summoner anymore. I need the cash. I got an Albed primer. And we've been invited to follow Gippal. What the heck is that? It's a machine, I guess. It's important to think things through before assembling a machine. Otherwise, you may end up with mystery parts left over at the end. That is true. Remember back when I worked in a cashiering type position and the store manager decided they wanted the cash register relocated, or it wanted this whole like kind of point of sale terminal including connection to the net and stuff all moved. So I had to take it apart, move it across the store, and install it somewhere else, and turns out that plugging everything back in the way that I thought it had been plugged in before didn't work. And she was all mad at me, but I had like repeatedly told her, hey, you know, I'm just a cashier. I don't know how this thing works. Shouldn't you, you know, I was like, shouldn't you be dealing with this? And because I was a cashier making like almost minimum wage. And yeah, I got yelled at about how could you have taken that thing apart and not know how to put it back together. Years and years and years ago this was. And now that I'm thinking back on it, yeah, like I had to, without any help from the person who was in charge of the frickin' store, I had to go in and find the damn, like go online and try to track down PDF diagrams on how these point of sale terminal was supposed to be put together. I called our company's helpline, and it was like third party, you know, people doing it, and they kept trying, like the guy like literally told me, look, you know, I was like, I would like, he would give me stuff to try, and I would try it, and it wouldn't work, and I would tell him what error message came up, and like he literally was like, look, man, I get graded on how many calls I clear an hour, and yours is going to be really tough, so I'd like you to like hang up and call back and get somebody else. Like they actually told me that. Like, what the fuck? And all the horrible jokes I've ever heard about like Indian help desk personnel, I'm always like, yeah, I'd rather get like the Indian guy who's pretending to be American, which actually will do sometimes, and struggling to speak English, or speaking perfectly good English and just having an accent you don't understand. I'd rather get them than the clearly American, but just not at all interested in doing his job help support that I got that day. Now that I've bored you with that, let's get back to the adventure, including getting an echo screen. There's... Yuna, you really are a little too old to just jump up on the bed. Who's getting old? And she slaps me. As long as it doesn't lead to any of the stuff she was doing to brother earlier. Gippal's probably out on the bridge. Well, what the yeah, oh, actually, I remember this. I knew it now, but when I broke the game out a couple of months ago and hadn't played it for years, I was wandering all over the fucking place trying to figure out where Gippal went. Because it's like, follow me. And then the cinema scene ends. And he's not here. A research area is ahead, and you are no researcher. So this guy's basically an asshole. I'm in charge of Machine Faction PR. Ask me anything you want. PR? Well, shouldn't you be out telling people instead of making them come to you and ask? Hey, there's my dad over there on the right. Not the robot, by the way. And it's not her dad, it's a statue. What is a Machine Faction? The Machine Faction. We are a group of Albed that focuses on machine research. Although not all Albed share our enthusiasm for Machina, we get along with them well enough. What is your goal? Until recently... Oh, mission statement 1 of 2. Until recently, the Albed always used X-2 Machina as is. The Machine Faction, however, uses its expertise to remodel Machina and upgrade their performance. Oh, okay, so you're basically... In theory... I'm thinking that you're probably breaking the damn things and making them not as effective as they were, but whatever. We hope to eventually expand the development of entirely new Machina. To this end, we have set up an excavation site in the Bikanel desert. So what are the non-Machine Faction Albed doing? Well, we'll actually find out, although we kind of find out what Sid is doing as opposed to what the rest of the Outmed are doing. Why machines? Machine, it's just another word for machina. Although machines and machina are essentially the same, we wanted to steer away from the negative connotations long attached to the latter word by Yetten's teachings. And also, it's just, we're sick of hearing Waka talk about the forbidden machina. That's okay, whatever, I don't know. So coming in here, we'll do what exactly? Oh, there are people in here. Oh, you want to raise? Once you've been hired for excavations, let me know. We'll talk then. So yeah, you come in here, and after you've done a certain amount of digging, you come here and you start getting paid like 120 gil per dig instead of 100 gil per dig. It fucking sucks. It is not a good way to make money, despite what some of the dialogue will suggest. So anyway, let's go find Gippal out on the bridge. Take it to the bridge one more time. That may be, after we talk to Gippal on the bridge, that may be a good time to call it.
Never been this close to a celebrity before.
Hey, you want to back the fuck off?
That's nice.
I could get used to this.
Standing on one leg like a douche nozzle.
Let's not.
Captain fucking
Well,
Morgan
if it isn't
wannabe.
Sid's girl. How you been?
Hey, I have a name.
Punch.
Brother doing okay?
Same as ever. Buddy's around too.
What about that weird kid? Because I know all
Same as
Albed.
ever's right.
Oh, you!
What the fuck, man?
Hey, nice to meet you.
The mystery of Payne's background deepens.
We're here for the interview.
And nothing else.
Right.
Forget about our past as
The
passionate lovers.
interview.
The interview. Alright, you guys know how to dig? Okay, good, you're hired.
You sure you want to dig? Because we're talking about the desert, ladies. Not exactly a picnic.
What a douche. Two of these three actually literally saved the world. Payne, we don't know her backstory. Riku and Yuna saved the world, and in part of that, they traveled across the fucking Bikanel desert that he's talking about. God, I forgot. I should have saved to see what happens when you say fooled you. Maybe. Okay. Here's a time to bring this up. There's at least one branching path in this game where you got to play through the game twice to see everything. It is possible to get, quote, 100% completion and the best ending on one playthrough, but not really possible unless you're sitting there with a FAQ and following its directions specifically and exactly. And I've only ever seen one of the two paths, and although there's not that many things that are different, I'm planning, as of now, to play through this game twice. And probably the second playthrough will be pretty fast, skip a lot of the optional side stuff. But that's my plan. So let me know what you think. If you think that's a good idea, you think that's overkill. Just kind of curious to get people's thoughts. But for now, I'm planning to go through doing the kind of B path, which I've never seen, which isn't as, quote, good, and it is not possible when you follow the B path to get 100% completion. And then I'll come back and do the A path, which is pretty well telegraphed as being what you're supposed to do. They give you a choice, but it's kind of obvious that one of the choices is a little bit better than the other. So maybe we'll remember to say fooled you next time, or save at the right time, but for now, let's actually say that we want to dig for this guy, even though he's clearly a fucking asshole. Talk about the desert, ladies. I don't know if you little soft female types can handle it.
Alright, you're hired. Welcome.
Huh?
You are hired.
I am
Don't
condescending
know
prick.
why a superstar like you would want to play in the sand.
I want to play in the sand.
Well, do what you gotta do.
Tell the ones that you go.
Anyways, I've done what I can. Dig to your heart's content.
The Evolution theme song.
Thanks.
You're a real great guy.
Show this letter to a woman named Nadala. You'll find her in the Bikanel Desert.
It's the letter P. You scored the key item, letter of introduction.
Happy digging!
Alright, happy being a douche. Hey, you're dressed for some kind of party at a club that I'd like to go to. Oh, the Lady Yuna. You're here to sign up for the dig? What am I saying? Of course not. I came to join the dig, but now I sort of lost my nerve. I'm afraid of digging. If you have any questions, I suggest you ask in the temple to the north. Don't talk to me. I'm just here to see the sights. So I can't offer much in the way of wisdom. Okay, so there are tourists. Summoners used to visit the temple on their pilgrimages. I'm an expert on summoners. Would you like me to tell you about summoners? I know everything there is to know. The joke I'm trying to get across is he doesn't recognize that she is the High Summoner who saved the world. Now the Albed use it for machina research or machine research. Sorry, I meant machine. 2 years ago, no one would have predicted the Temple of Yevon would be filled with machines, or even machina. It's fun to stand here and watch all the people go by. I'm starting to recognize faces of the rejects who keep coming back to interview. And, of course, that lady in the weird thigh-high boots. That Albed lady seems to be keeping an eye on us. Oh, he actually does mention her specifically. Once they build up my endurance, they'll have to hire me. Apparently people are failing the interview. I guess we didn't get the full thing because we're heroes. Is endurance required for the job? Now that you mention it, I don't know. Well, you will be digging. I can't try this dig thing everyone's talking about. Dig is not so far away. I wouldn't doubt, but it's simply paradise. Not really. Why am I talking? I don't think I did this in Final Fantasy X. I didn't talk to every NPC. Back at the comrade, I thought sure we'd taking it easy. Well, I got sick of it. You know what? I gotta... Maybe I can come back in the next video, but I actually gotta wrap this video. I gotta pull my dinner out of the oven, so it's really not... Oh, I thought there was a save sphere here. I kinda need a save sphere, actually. Alright, well shit, let's get out of here. No, it's just not a good time for this. As a matter of fact, let's show off the fact that you can escape individually from battle in this game. And the flee command is something that can be learned, which is all 3 members automatically escape from battle. It might be faster to just kill this one, though. Or maybe not. Got to get away. I'm kicking myself. I noticed as I looked at my timer that it's really time for this video to be over, but I had intentionally particularly needed not to let this one run long because I got something in the oven. So it's it's okay, folks. I kind of set it so that it needed a very few minutes left after the video ended, so I'd have time to prep. But I think that time is going to be eaten away, and I'm just going to have to pull it out of the oven as soon as we stop recording. This is exactly what you guys tuned in to hear about. Is my cooking. What's up with my dinner? There is literally a blizzard outside as I record this. I am stuck in the apartment, cannot get out. Well, I mean, I haven't tried, but no, I'm pretty much trapped in a blizzard, and therefore did something I haven't done in a long time before the blizzard arrived, which was to buy Stouffer's frozen lasagna. So that will be my dinner tonight. I hope you guys enjoy whatever dinner it is that you had, and I hope that you'll be with me next time as we return to Bikanel Desert. I show you a dig, just so you can see a dig, and then we will kind of get away from that because I had to do dozens of digs, mostly while listening to Mr. Science Theaters and whatnot, to get all of the Albed primers. But I at least want to show you the process you go through to get one before we get out of that, and go on to another side quest that involves debt control, which I will show you before we load with a much more powered up team. See you guys for that next time. Bye-bye.